If you've been told you've got weak glutes, in this series I'm going to talk about the most clinically proven exercises to help strengthen those glute max, the glute med and the glute min, and we'll talk about reps, sets, frequency to ensure that these muscles are not holding you back from your running, your lifting and your exercise. So let's get into it. We'll start with talking about the glute med. Now, due to its size, this muscle tends to be the most common culprit for causing pain, whether it's in the knee, whether it's in the hip, due to its weakness. And so a study carried out by Collins et al. In 2023 showed that for the glute med and the glute min, but for the glute med specifically, the side plank was the most effective exercise for targeting or force output in that muscle group. And so let's get into the technique. So essentially, you want to find some floor space. You're going to come into a side plank. Now I know that this can be quite challenging and tricky, so I'll show you sort of how to do the exercise, and if that's difficult, we can talk about some regressions. So from here, you're straightening out both legs. You're coming up into a side plank position, and then you're going to lift that opposite leg up, and you're just holding that position there. And whilst we're holding this position, we're going to feel that hip muscle firing, switching on, fighting to keep that leg up. And ideally, you want to hold for a minimum of 10 seconds so that we're getting a good output there. If holding is difficult, we can sort of come down, come up, come down. So we're intermittently sort of asking that muscle to work and then coming down from there. Again, we always want to do both sides. And so similar thing on the other side. However, if the full side plank position is too difficult, what you can do is a half side plank. So same position, although this time we're bending both knees. From here, we're coming up into that half side plank position. And again, we can just hold here. The most simple regression is probably doing almost a bit of a clamshell. Again, if that's easy and we're managing between say 6 to 10 repetitions, we may go into top leg straight. And then again, we're lifting up and down. And again, we want a minimum of between 6 and 10. And then again, if that's easy, we can just hold that position there. Again, getting that hip muscle to really start firing and working. And actually, we're working both hips because obviously we need those abductors to work on for the top leg. But then in that bottom leg, we are getting that hip or that glute med firing. Yeah, we're coming down from there. So with this exercise, I like to do it before runs because I feel it gets the right blood flow into the right areas. However, as a form of strengthening, I'd always encourage every other day because you want some rest in between sort of sets. And typically we're doing between 2 to 3 sets of about 6 to 10 repetitions if we're lifting. And if we're holding that position, again, which is a little bit trickier, again, 3 sets of about 15 to 30 seconds, I think is a good place for you to get some good stimulus into that muscle group to try and strengthen it, hopefully helping to carry over into your running, your lifting, and not holding you back. So that's for strengthening the glute med. And in our next video, we're going to talk about strengthening or the best exercise or exercises to strengthen the glute max. So if you found this video helpful, please do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for the next video. It's Os from Primal Strength Physio, chasing excellence, not numbers.